Technology. 6. Cybersecurity. Protecting information in a digital age. 1. Cybersecurity. Cybersecurity refers to the practice of protecting digital information and systems from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, or destruction. With the increasing reliance on digital technology and the interconnectedness of systems, cybersecurity has become a critical concern for individuals, organizations, and governments. Cybersecurity aims to safeguard sensitive data, such as personal information, financial records, intellectual property, and government secrets, from cyber threats. These threats can take various forms, including hacking, malware, phishing, ransomware, and social engineering attacks. Effective cybersecurity measures involve a combination of technological solutions, policies, procedures, and user awareness. By implementing robust cybersecurity practices, individuals and organizations can mitigate risks, maintain privacy, ensure the integrity of data, and protect against financial losses and reputational damage. 2. Threats and attacks. The digital landscape is rife with cybersecurity threats and attacks that pose risks to individuals and organizations. Malware, including viruses, worms, and trojans, is malicious software designed to infiltrate systems and disrupt or steal information. Phishing attacks trick users into revealing sensitive information, such as passwords or credit card details, through deceptive emails or websites. Ransomware encrypts data and demands a ransom for its release, causing significant disruption and financial loss. Distributed denial of service, DDoS, attacks overwhelm targeted systems with excessive traffic, rendering them inaccessible. Social engineering techniques manipulate human psychology to deceive individuals into revealing confidential information or granting unauthorized access. Understanding these threats and attacks is crucial for individuals and organizations to implement appropriate defenses and develop proactive strategies to detect, prevent, and respond to cyber threats effectively. 3. Data breaches. Data breaches occur when unauthorized individuals gain access to sensitive or confidential information, potentially leading to identity theft, financial loss, reputational damage, and legal consequences. Data breaches can result from hacking attacks, system vulnerabilities, insider threats, or human error. Cybercriminals target personal data, financial records, intellectual property, and other valuable information for various purposes, including financial gain, espionage, or sabotage. The consequences of data breaches can be severe, impacting individuals' privacy, causing financial hardship, and undermining trust in organizations. To prevent data breaches, organizations must implement robust security measures, including encryption, access controls, monitoring systems, and employee training. They should also have incident response plans in place to mitigate the impact of breaches and ensure timely and effective communication with affected individuals and regulatory authorities. 4. Encryption. Encryption is a method of converting information into a code to prevent unauthorized access, ensuring that only authorized parties can access and understand the data. Encryption algorithms use mathematical techniques to transform data into an unreadable format, called ciphertext, which can only be decrypted with the appropriate encryption key. Encryption protects sensitive data during storage, transmission, and processing, making it unintelligible to unauthorized individuals or hackers who may intercept or access the data. It is an essential component of cybersecurity, providing confidentiality and integrity of data. End-to-end encryption is particularly important in communication systems, ensuring that only the sender and intended recipient can decipher the messages. Strong encryption algorithms and key management practices are vital to maintaining the security of encrypted data and thwarting attempts to compromise sensitive information. 5. Firewalls. Firewalls are network security devices that monitor and control incoming and outgoing network traffic, acting as a barrier between trusted and untrusted networks. Firewalls enforce security policies by examining network packets and applying rules to allow or block traffic based on predetermined criteria. They prevent unauthorized access to network resources and protect against network-based attacks, such as intrusion attempts, malware infections, and unauthorized data exfiltration. Firewalls can be implemented as hardware appliances or software solutions, and they provide an additional layer of defense to network infrastructure. By analyzing network traffic and filtering out potentially harmful or suspicious packets, firewalls help maintain the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of network resources. Organizations should configure firewalls according to their security requirements, update them regularly, and monitor firewall logs for any anomalies or security incidents. 6. Antivirus software. Antivirus software detects, prevents, and removes malware infections from computer systems, protecting against viruses, worms, trojans, and other malicious software. Antivirus programs scan files, email attachments, and websites for known patterns and signatures of malware. They use heuristic analysis and behavior monitoring to identify suspicious activities and potentially malicious code. When a threat is detected, antivirus software takes action to quarantine, clean, or delete the infected files. Antivirus software also provides real-time protection by monitoring system activities and blocking malicious processes or network connections. Regular updates are essential to keep antivirus software effective against new and emerging threats. While antivirus software is an important component of cybersecurity, it should be used in conjunction with other security measures, such as firewalls, secure web browsing practices, and user education, to ensure comprehensive protection against a wide range of cyber threats. 7. Password security. Password security is crucial for protecting accounts and systems from unauthorized access. Strong passwords should be used, combining a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. It is important to avoid easily guessable passwords, such as dictionary words, names, or simple patterns. Each online account should have a unique password, and passwords should be changed regularly to minimize the risk of compromise. Password managers can help generate and store complex passwords securely. Multi-factor authentication, MFA, including two-factor authentication, 2FA, provides an additional layer of security by requiring users to provide two forms of identification, such as a password and a unique code sent to a mobile device. This ensures that even if one factor is compromised, the account or system remains protected. Password security also extends to system administrators who must adhere to strong password practices for securing network infrastructure and sensitive data. 8. Two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication, 2FA, adds an extra layer of security by requiring users to provide two forms of identification to access an account or system. In addition to the traditional username and password, the second factor typically involves something the user possesses, such as a smartphone, a physical token, or a biometric factor like a fingerprint or facial recognition. Two-factor authentication significantly reduces the risk of unauthorized access, even if the password is compromised. It provides an additional barrier against attacks like phishing, where attackers attempt to trick users into revealing their credentials. By implementing two-factor authentication, individuals and organizations enhance their security posture and protect sensitive information and systems from unauthorized access. 9. Vulnerability assessment. Vulnerability assessment involves identifying and assessing potential weaknesses in computer systems, networks, or applications that could be exploited by attackers. Vulnerabilities can exist due to software bugs, misconfigurations, outdated software, or weak security practices. A vulnerability assessment aims to proactively identify these weaknesses before they are exploited. It typically involves scanning systems and networks using automated tools to identify known vulnerabilities, analyzing system configurations, and conducting penetration testing to simulate real-world attacks. By conducting vulnerability assessments, organizations can prioritize and address vulnerabilities, apply security patches, and implement necessary security controls to mitigate potential risks. 10. Patch management. Patch management is the process of regularly updating software and systems with the latest security patches and fixes to address known vulnerabilities. Software vendors frequently release updates to address newly discovered security vulnerabilities and improve system stability. Effective patch management involves assessing the impact and urgency of patches, testing them in a controlled environment, and deploying them promptly to minimize the window of vulnerability. Automated patch management systems can help streamline the process by centrally managing patches across multiple systems and ensuring consistent and timely patching. By keeping software and systems up to date, organizations can mitigate the risk of exploitation and strengthen their overall security posture. 11. Employee training. Employee training is crucial for raising awareness about cybersecurity best practices and educating employees about potential risks and how to mitigate them. Cybersecurity training programs provide employees with the knowledge and skills to identify and respond to common threats, such as phishing attempts, social engineering, and malware infections. Training should cover topics like password security, safe browsing habits, email hygiene, data handling practices, and incident reporting procedures. By educating employees about cybersecurity risks and best practices, organizations empower their workforce to become the first line of defense against cyber threats. Ongoing training and awareness programs ensure that employees stay updated on the evolving threat landscape and understand their roles and responsibilities in maintaining a secure work environment. 12. Secure web browsing. Secure web browsing involves adopting practices that protect against web-based threats and ensure the integrity of online activities. Users should access websites using secure connections, identified by the HTTPS prefix, indicating that the connection is encrypted. Secure web browsing also involves being cautious of suspicious websites, avoiding clicking on untrusted links or downloading files from unknown sources, and using ad blockers and anti-malware software to mitigate the risk of drive-by downloads and malicious advertisements. Phishing awareness is essential, as users need to be vigilant about providing personal information on websites or responding to unsolicited requests. By practicing secure web browsing habits, individuals and organizations reduce the likelihood of falling victim to web-based attacks and safeguard sensitive information. 13. Network segmentation. Network segmentation separates a computer network into smaller subnetworks to limit the potential impact of a security breach and improve overall network security. By dividing a network into segments, access can be restricted, and network traffic can be isolated, preventing unauthorized access or lateral movement in the event of a security compromise. Network segmentation can be achieved through the use of firewalls, virtual LANs, VLANs, or software-defined networking, SDN, technologies. It allows organizations to implement different security controls and access policies based on the sensitivity of the resources and the roles of network users. Network segmentation reduces the attack surface and contains the spread of threats, enhancing overall network security and making it more difficult for attackers to compromise critical assets. 14. Intrusion Detection and Prevention Systems, IDPS. Intrusion Detection and Prevention Systems, IDPS, are security systems that monitor network traffic for suspicious activities and take proactive measures to prevent or mitigate attacks. IDPS use a combination of signature-based detection, anomaly detection, and behavioral analysis to identify known and unknown threats. They can detect and alert administrators about potential security breaches, including unauthorized access attempts, malware infections, or unusual network behavior. Some IDPS can also take automated actions, such as blocking suspicious traffic, disconnecting compromised hosts, or applying access control policies to prevent further exploitation. By deploying IDPS solutions, organizations can strengthen their network security, detect attacks in real time, and respond effectively to mitigate potential damage. 15. Data backup and recovery. Regular data backup and recovery processes help ensure that critical information can be restored in the event of data loss or system failure. Data backups involve creating copies of important data and storing them securely in separate locations. Backups can be performed at regular intervals using various technologies, including local storage devices, network-attached storage, NAS, or cloud-based backup services. Organizations should establish data backup policies that include the frequency of backups, data retention periods, and procedures for verifying the integrity of backups. In case of data loss or system failure, data recovery processes allow organizations to retrieve backed-up data and restore systems to their previous state. By implementing robust data backup and recovery strategies, organizations can minimize the impact of data loss incidents and ensure business continuity. 16. Incident response. Incident response involves a coordinated approach to identify, investigate, and respond to cybersecurity incidents to minimize damage and restore normal operations. Incident response plans outline the steps and procedures to be followed when a security incident occurs, including the roles and responsibilities of incident response team members, communication protocols, and escalation procedures. Effective incident response involves detecting and analyzing security incidents, containing the impact, eradicating the threat, and recovering affected systems. It also includes conducting post-incident analysis to identify the root causes of the incident and implementing measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. By having well-defined incident response processes in place, organizations can minimize the impact of security incidents, reduce downtime, and swiftly restore normal operations. 17. Secure mobile devices. Mobile devices should be protected with security measures like strong passwords, biometric authentication, and remote wipe capabilities in case of loss or theft. Users should also keep their mobile operating systems and applications up to date with the latest security patches. Mobile devices should be configured to connect to secure Wi-Fi networks, avoid untrusted public networks, and utilize virtual private network (VPN) connections when accessing sensitive information. Secure mobile devices also involve being cautious of app permissions, only downloading apps from trusted sources, and enabling device encryption to protect stored data. By implementing these security measures, individuals and organizations can reduce the risk of unauthorized access, data theft, or compromise of sensitive information on mobile devices. 18. Secure email practices. Secure email practices include using encrypted email services, being cautious of email attachments and links, and avoiding sharing sensitive information over email. 18. Encrypting email message helps protect the confidentiality of the content by scrambling the message so that only authorized recipients can decrypt and read it. 18. Encrypted email services provide end-to-end encryption, ensuring that messages remain secure throughout transmission. Users should also exercise caution when opening email attachments, as they can contain malware or phishing attempts. It is important to verify the sender's identity and only download attachments from trusted sources. Similarly, users should be vigilant about clicking on links in emails, as they may lead to malicious websites. Avoiding the sharing of sensitive information, such as passwords or financial details, over email helps mitigate the risk of interception or unauthorized access. By adopting secure email practices, individuals and organizations can protect against email-based threats and safeguard sensitive information from unauthorized disclosure. 19. Secure software development. Secure software development follows best practices to build and maintain secure applications, including conducting security testing and code reviews. Developers should adhere to secure coding practices, such as input validation, secure authentication mechanisms, and protection against common vulnerabilities like SQL injection or cross-site scripting. Secure software development includes implementing security controls, encryption, and access restrictions within the application to safeguard user data and prevent unauthorized access. Regular security testing, including vulnerability assessments and penetration testing, helps identify and address potential weaknesses before deployment. Code reviews by experienced developers or security experts help identify vulnerabilities or coding errors that could be exploited. By incorporating secure software development practices, organizations can reduce the risk of vulnerabilities and ensure that applications are resistant to attacks. 20. Regulatory compliance. Regulatory compliance ensures that organizations adhere to specific cybersecurity standards and regulations to protect customer data and maintain privacy. Regulations such as the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, in the European Union or the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, in the United States impose requirements on organizations to protect personal information and sensitive data. Compliance involves implementing security controls, data protection measures, access controls, incident response processes, and privacy policies to meet regulatory obligations. Organizations must regularly assess their compliance status, conduct audits, and demonstrate adherence to the applicable regulations. Non-compliance can result in legal consequences, financial penalties, and reputational damage. By prioritizing regulatory compliance, organizations demonstrate their commitment to protecting customer data and maintaining the trust of their stakeholders. 21. Continuous monitoring and improvement. Cybersecurity is an ongoing process that requires continuous monitoring, assessment, and improvement to stay ahead of evolving threats and vulnerabilities. Continuous monitoring involves the real-time observation of network traffic, system logs, and security events to identify and respond to potential security incidents. Regular vulnerability assessments and penetration testing help uncover weaknesses and assess the effectiveness of existing security controls. Monitoring emerging threats and security trends allows organizations to proactively adapt their security strategies and practices. Continuous improvement involves implementing lessons learned from security incidents, conducting security awareness training, and staying up to date with the latest security technologies and best practices. By embracing a culture of continuous monitoring and improvement, organizations can strengthen their cybersecurity posture, enhance incident response capabilities, and reduce their overall risk exposure. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and comment below if you agree, or would like to add your thoughts.